Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be in this bright, wonderful world that we call home. It is the Aloha Hour. Why I'm doing this, I have no idea. I have spent entirely too much time today on YouTube. And look, my children, my beautiful pazza, my beautiful crazy children, and one John Malin.
Hello, everyone. Aloha.
Aloha. What have you been doing, John?
Oh, a lot of streaming. I come here for peace.
Dude, I streamed. I did a 20. Did you see my cooking video?
No, I swear to God, it's the funniest thing ever because a week ago you did a video on you putting together a dresser.
Yep.
The next video I saw was like titled "Driving," and now you're cooking chicken or something.
I was cutting up a chicken, and I was like, literally, I'm gonna see how many people on a Saturday afternoon are so bored that they're gonna watch me cut up a chicken. And I swear, like 75 people watched me do this thing the whole time through.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I assume you were instructional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's been like 500 people have watched this video of me cutting up a chicken.
Yeah. Whenever I get around to cutting up a chicken again, I'll probably be looking it up, and when I see that you have one, I'll be watching yours, Mike.
Right on, right on. Eden, say hello. I guess she's co-hosting with me tonight.
Hey. Oh, what's her name?
Eden.
Eden. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. I'm used to Evil E.
Yeah, he's in the living room with his friend CJ playing Xbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yay.
Xbox, yeah.
So what's happening with the Aloha Hour? I guess maybe we should announce the new day for Drawn and Quartered.
Let us announce. Well, there's only 23 people, 24 people in here right now, but we can do it later too. So officially, we're going to be moving Drawn and Quartered to Wednesday. That's Wednesday, people. So don't show up on Tuesday. I guess I'll have to come up with another show for Tuesday. What happened here? That's weird.
What happened?
I don't know. I was like dragging my tab out so that I could, reduce it. I like reducing it and putting it up here so that it's more like I'm looking at the camera. But somehow, what the heck is happening to my computer?
Uh-oh.
So weird. It was like my window, and then everything else behind it was black. So nothing else existed on my computer. Yeah, because my daughter wants to look at the comments because Parker, I know it's only 5%, it's going to die. Actually, I do need to create another window to watch anyways. So, yeah. Yeah, so officially Wednesday. Has what?
Has Edwin been on lately?
Edwin was on last night.
Oh, okay.
Edwin spent the day moving into a new place in a city called ALOHA, which is actually the city I was born in, or the house I lived in when I was born. So he's really close to my native house. Well, however you want to say it.
One of your moderators says they're going to beat me on Wednesday. Jiminy Cricket.
Ah, James, yes. He's
that's who won the fan edition?
Yeah, he's been with me here since day one. He's since before I had anything. I had like 169 subs over the past 10 years I've had a YouTube account, right?
Oh.
And so I would post on my Facebook account that I was doing videos, and Jiminy would be the only guy in the chat. So it would be like me having, if you go back to my earliest videos, that's what it was. It was me answering his questions.
Yeah.
So
oldest and dearest friend. It'll be a pleasure to smite him on Wednesday.
I even put him in Meg. He's in the background as a character in Meg.
Razdoc is saying, "Don't kill the stream accidentally."
Oh, okay. So last night I was showing the atomic. Well, yesterday it was the nuclear family. Now it's the atomic family. So I was showing the atomic family, and you know how the stop broadcast button and the stop sharing button kind of look the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hit the wrong one.
Man.
So it was just a very abrupt ending of the stream last night.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I've actually hit the stop broadcast accidentally, but I've definitely. I mean, I almost hit it before, and yeah, you know, what are you kind of thinking? Like you're minimizing things, you're moving things around, and just another button to hit.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for stop sharing, and I see stop, so I hit stop, and it's stop broadcasting. Parker's in here. Parker.
Who's Parker?
Parker's a boy at Eden's school who thinks he's clever.
Is he under a different name?
Joe Froyo.
Oh, Joey Froyo. Huh. Cool, cool. Yeah, so
not a real person.
Huh?
I'm having a Chardonnay tonight in my wonderful wine glass.
Yeah, I don't think that's a wine glass, Mike.
There's wine in this glass.
Oh, okay.
This is wine. That's how it works, man.
Okay, all right, sure.
Like bathroom. There's a bath in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be the toilet room, but yeah, we.
Yes.
It'd make more sense if it was the toilet room, because when you go to like, yeah, when you go to McDonald's, you don't say toilet room, and that's all that's in there.
That's accurate. You say restroom because you're going to go in there and take a rest.
Yeah. Or bathroom. Can I use your bathroom? And there's no bath in there.
You say politely, "Excuse me, sir, may I borrow your crapper?"
Oh no, we got to get Art in here. We're already talking about toilets and stuff.
Art is probably asleep.
No, I bet.
Yeah. 57 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine.
9 p.m. Got to go to sleep, everyone.
Got to get my prune juice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The potty. Christ Energetic says the potty. Jiminy Cricket said Eden's boyfriend.
What happened? Terry Bogart. Oh, Terry's back in there. Hi, Terry. How's it going? Terry. I think Terry was saying he's writing a novel, because I seen some of his art. Like he paid someone to do some art recently, but I guess he's writing a novel. But yeah, Terry, you asked me earlier. Yeah, if you have a project and your comics, I don't care if it's a novel. I'll still help you promote it. So yeah, you'll be welcome to come on my channel.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So no editor for your book, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's being passed around. There's more than just our eyes on it.
Okay.
A small handful of people, maybe 2 or 3. So,
well, what you might want to do is, if you have someone who lives like in or near San Diego who really, really wants to go to Comic-Con but can never get in, list them as the editor, and that way they can submit to San Diego Comic-Con as a professional and get free badges.
Yeah, I guess. How many badges do they get?
They get 1, and if they get in early enough, they can get a guest badge as well. But the thing is, I've tried to sign in like 14 minutes late, and they were sold out of the guest badges for professionals. So
yeah, I guess I just don't know anyone in San Diego, and I don't know.
My daughter, Nighthawk, Eden, and then over here is Micah.
Oh, you want me to put them on as editors?
No. Someone was asking who was next to me.
Oh, okay. Oh.
No, I can put people on as editors, and it's something I used to do when I was publishing with Image and stuff. Actually, Alias too. I would just put people's names on who I knew wanted to get into Comic-Con. So.
Yeah, I like what Ray Thulu says in here. He says, John don't need no editor. He gets it right the first time, every time.
But John didn't write it.
Yeah, but I've looked at it.
So
I made sure the letters were in the right order to the best of my ability.
You dotted your T's and crossed your I's, right?
Yeah, yeah. So,
no, but we've gone through the script, Mark, myself, and Eric, and, when Eric letters were right there. So we've been doing it all on, private stream and, just nudging everything. And, we found some typos and some little things, but then after Eric gets it all into a PDF, then Mark sends it out to a couple people. So just to give it, that once over type deal.
Yeah, you really need good eyes on there, especially people who know things like grammar.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I know where my weaknesses are.
Yeah.
So, and get someone that knows how to spell on here or pronounce half these words. So
yeah. I understand. John got bitten by a zombie. The zombie turned into John Malin.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Alrighty. Did you see my links design earlier?
Links design? No.
Links.
Was it on your Twitter?
How does this look? No, I didn't send it. I just sent it directly to Ethan. He had some comments.
Oh yeah, that looks bad butt. Yeah, cool.
Bad buttocks. Thank you. Can you see it okay? I know
it's a little choppy, but yeah, I can see it.
Probably a little bit choppy.
Yeah, little vest, a little kind of like a like a black belt kind of type.
Oh yeah, like a large belt. It's more of a Russian. Okay, so here's my idea. Ethan hasn't given me a lot to go on. Oh, here's another little cute little face, and then her when she's
is she British?
Is she British? No, she's actually a Russian. So that's my idea. Is to have her be like a Wendigo from Russia who escapes her captors, her overseers or whatever, and then makes her way over to Alaska and then like down into LA eventually.
What do you mean? What do you mean like a Wendigo? Like a cannibal or what?
Yeah. Yeah, like so she's a Wendigo, so she's got the curse, so she's like forced to eat human flesh, like the drive. She has to eat human flesh, but she's a little kid. So that's kind of my idea, but Ethan hasn't given me a lot to go on. He's like, make her more like cat-like, and I'm like, I need more of an idea here. If because my idea starts.
How about you get Critters to join your team, and I can throw you 1,000 ideas. I actually tried to pitch a story for her to Ethan, but it was more like a savage type girl living in the her mother's giving birth to her, and during birth, she got the claws coming into the stomach, and they had to do a C-section, so the mother dies because of loss of blood. And so they're calling, they want to, how they report, instances like that to the government. But the government's not the main villain in the whole story. It's just the father doesn't want it to happen to the daughter because it's the only thing he has left. So he takes the baby and he flees into the woods, and there he trains her. But during the training, he gets attacked by some wild animals. She has like sensitive hearings and she hears it. And by the time she makes it, it's too late. She can't save her father, and she basically has to raise herself in the woods. And she goes through like hunger and cold, and she has to learn how to survive. And she becomes like a wild child in the forest, and whatnot. And the way I ended the pitch was that she's basically like not of this world, and there's other people like her that like human beings, and they're trying to blend in because their planet was invaded, and there's like bounty hunters after them from another planet. I don't know, it was weird.
That sounded pretty cool. If Ethan didn't do that, you should do something like that, Antonio. That actually sounds kind of cool. Like like hunters coming to take out this kind of feral race of people,
Right.
Almost like critters and the bounty hunters.
Right.
In
Yeah.
my version, so she's got Russians basically tracking her.
Right.
So
So we're on the same page on the tracking part.
yeah.
I think that's the way it should be.
I was trying to decide. I didn't really want. I don't want it to smack of like Wolverine too much.
Right.
But I do like the idea of like an organization of people who have resources hunting down this little girl, and then her having to find someone, because she'd come to this world, she'd come to America, and she wouldn't even speak English, so she would have to find someone who would care for her in all of the practical sense, and then like become defensive of her, not even knowing that, like, you know, when she gets that bloodlust on her, she turns into this feral,
Right.
deadly creature. So I don't know. I need to talk to Ethan about it. We haven't had a chance to actually sit down and discuss it, and that's the first thing I've done is do the drawing and do some thinking. So
I think it's
So was Ethan saying cat-like in appearance? Like, well, you gave her big.
yeah, cat-like in appearance, but he wants the ears not to be pointy. But again, if that's the thing, it's like I don't want to tease out. Although I don't know how, I've never worked with Ethan before in a creation process, so I don't know how he works. You know, because sometimes that's how it is. It's like you give something and then it teases out something else from the other creator, and then you just go back and forth like a tennis game that way. But I'd like to have as much information as he has already solidified in his mind before moving forward too much.
Right.
Does sound like fun though.
It's understandable. You don't want to, you know, go in a direction if he has something already.
Yeah, because you start getting married to your own ideas, right? Yeah.
That's the truth.
Eden draws cats. Let her take a stab at it.
Let me see that drawing, Mike. I want to see her. I didn't get to see her.
Oh, you didn't get to see it?
No.
I'll put a lock on your screen.
Oh, you'll put a lock on my screen?
Oh, shoot. Wrong channel. God.
So this is what...
Oh, she looks nice.
Initial design is... Yeah, he liked the drawing, but the design... And obviously, if in my story, this would just be her initial how she escapes Russia type of look, right? This is like the Russian peasant outfit, basically.
Right.
And then as she gets to LA, obviously style and things would change over time. So
okay.
I like to evolve a character over time, not just have her jump out of the blue in spandex or whatever.
Yeah.
Another more of a character take on her.
Yeah, I like it.
Risey Toxic Fan Lee for Australian $2. This Russian bot wants to say you rock, Mike. Well, thank you, Russian bot. So that's what I've got so far. That's what I have so far.
I think
Dark Admiral March Hare asks, so do your kids take after you artistically, Mike?
Eden does the most.
Hmm.
Look at that half a smile.
Yeah.
So does Eden like BTS?
Well, I'm indifferent.
Oh, my kid is driving me crazy with BTS. I can't take it anymore.
What's that?
BTS.
It's a boy band from Korea.
And yeah.
I said Nandeska. What is it?
The boy band.
Oh.
They're popular in the States or what?
Yeah, they became popular in the States.
Oh, like how popular?
A big popular, like Backstreet Boys popular, like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Never even heard of them, but I don't have kids, so.
But we're in our 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What's kind of the judge of popularity now? it can't be MTV still, right? Is it just like is it the Billboard, or what solidifies?
How many hits you've got on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Get a 500,000 or get how many hits would you have to be considered popular?
I think 1 million, isn't it, or something like that?
Million minimum, right?
Right.
There's so many like unknown things that get a million hits on YouTube. You'd have to be like 100 million probably to be considered popular.
Oh yeah, they got like 220 million, 350 million, 528 million.
Jeez.
That's popular.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ray Thulu says it's called K-pop.
Oh, so Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, there's like 8 of them. How do they like? That's expensive. Like boy bands usually top out at what, like 4 or 5?
5, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 7. There's 7 of them.
So have you guys watched Daredevil yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
seen it since season 1. Tell me about it. Are you loving it?
Well, season 3, I've watched 1 episode. I watched 1 episode last night, and it's good. I don't understand how they made him survive the building falling on him. They had the visuals in the beginning of it happening,
Spoiler.
but well, yeah. Spoiler, he's alive for the season that they just shot. But it doesn't make sense to me visually how they water rushes in and explosion and drain pipe. It didn't make sense to me how he survived. So but other than that, he's at a place where he's at an end with God, and he's lost his, maybe not lost his faith, but lost his desire to follow God's will in his life, which makes for a good character story arc to start at, because that's what Daredevil's about. He's a very, very devout Catholic. He's one of the very few really devoutly religious people in Marvel. Him and Nightcrawler are the only 2 I can really think of. And so, starting your story at a place of lost faith, I'm looking forward to seeing where that leads.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think the first season was good. Like I said, when I saw him all suited up, I couldn't get very far into it. And the other shows weren't doing anything to reignite my interest. But if I was going to start getting into the show, I would give Daredevil another shot. So
yeah, it is by far, I think, the best Marvel TV series.
Yeah. How much is crossing over into that Defenders thing? Is there information going off in there where you're going to lose track of what's happening in Daredevil?
Well, Daredevil takes place after the last episode of Defenders.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank God.
Yeah. So, and yeah, he's also. Well, I don't want to give spoilers. Even though the title of the stream is Daredevil Season 3 Fight. So
oh, well, go ahead, dig into it. If that's the name of the stream, do it. Let's hear it.
He's beat to crap at the very, very beginning. He's on the edge of death. And so when they bring him in, he doesn't go to the hospital. He goes back to the orphanage where he was raised, and he's deaf in one ear, so none of his other powers work. So he wakes up and he's like, I'm blind. It's like, there's a guy that's supposed to have been blind for the last 30 years. And he wakes up, I'm blind, because none of his echolocation or any of that other stuff is working. So,
yeah, the first time in his life he's ever really had to deal with being blind.
Right.
He's, what is it when you're faking a handicap, or like false valor, or there's got to be something to call him that would be insulting. I just can't get my brain to fire on it.
False handicap. Yeah, and there's a flashback to a scene with Karen where they're talking about that, or her discovering that he's really not blind.
Yeah, he's
That's
been
a-
pretending.
Disability fraud.
Yeah, living
Fraud,
off of everyone's sympathies his entire life. What kind of power trip is that?
What a jerk. Stole.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Daredevil, he's a fraud. Rodwell Stevens says, Eden, are you not entertained?
She's falling asleep over there.
She's half asleep.
I don't know anything about Daredevil.
You should watch. I don't know. You think the first season would be good for a 16-year-old girl?
I don't know. When I was a 14-year-old dude, I would have watched the crap out of it. So, but my level of standards were not the Miller household.
Yeah.
Yeah. I leave that in your capable hands, Mike.
My kids, they don't watch nothing if it has any type of content that I wouldn't want them laying eyes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Elijah watched it when he was 16, I guess you can watch it.
You could.
It's really good. It is good. It is good. When I was watching Arrow prior to that, I was like, you know, this is how comic book TV should be. And then when Daredevil came out, I was like, wow, Arrow sucks.
Yeah, I've never watched Arrow. I watched The Flash, but I never watched Arrow.
My kids cover their eyes when two people just kiss, like even tap kiss, they just cover their eyes. They won't even look.
Yeah.
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 First season was bad, in my opinion. May try again, though. Really?
That person is wrong. Whoever said Daredevil season 1 was bad. That was actually pretty good.
Maybe he means. I'm hoping he means Arrow. P Money for Canadian $6.99. Ruth was mentioned last night on Ethan's channel. I saw that, and even Ethan knows her name. How does my wife always get more known than me? LOL? Question mark. Love the show.
Wait, whose wife is it?
And P Money, we love Ruth.
P Money. Yeah, if you get her vote, Malin militia.
Lone Star Squadron, ho!
Was Ruth the one that had the birthday the last time?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember Ruth.
The only one. I was the only one that was genuinely nice to her, and everyone else was just trying to manipulate her for votes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're misremembering that, young Malin.
Yeah. I remember Malin trying to flirt with her.
Young Malin.
Ruth is very dear to me, and I look forward to her vote. And P Money should also get on the Malin militia.
The Malin train.
I'm almost there, John. $98,028.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna get
licking
it for sure,
brother. At your heels.
It's lonely at the top, Mike. I look forward to you joining me.
How's yours going? Since you hit 100, you're only 1,000 over 100,000 now, right?
Let me look. 101,466.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it actually ticked up a little bit over the last day or so. So that's pretty cool.
Thinking
want
about getting that.
Want me to read those numbers out again, Mike? 101,466. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Oh, John.
So, Mike, what you gonna do now that you got some free time in your hands?
What free time?
Well, not free time, but like now that you finished the main part of Lone Star, which is doing all that artwork.
Oh, man, I have to write the plot for Atomic Family.
Right.
I have to start writing Lone Star 2. I have to start doing artwork, covers, preliminary art, and stuff for Lone Star 2. I got some commissions to handle. I'm fairly busy. Next weekend, I'm going to be at Alamo City Comic Con. So, yeah.
Nice.
I don't have free time, brother.
You say a lot of good things about Alamo. So tell us about Alamo. Why do you like it so much?
Alamo City Comic Con. The guy that runs Alamo, Apple de la Fuente, man, he's super cool. He's a freaking fanboy at heart. I knew him before he started the con, and you know, he tried to get me to go to his first one. I was like, I don't want to go to some upstart con. But then it just blew up. It's like over 100,000 people come now.
Wow.
And he treats his artists like really well. You get these VIP passes to you know, go in the same green room with the freaking, you know, stars and sit there and have lunch with the guys from Sons of Anarchy or whatever. And then a lot of times, if there's room, there's this one particular hotel. He puts all the VIPs. The VIPs to him are artists and stars, right? He categorizes us the same. So, you know, I was sitting there, you know, hanging out with Murat Michaels, Dean Kane's at the bar, friggin', you know, having drinks with Billy Zabka all night. It's just this, it's this great, because it's all in one little tiny hotel. And so everyone is commingling in this bar, and in the lobby, and taking the same shuttles back and forth. I've got a picture of me. I was sitting in between Billy Zabka and Martin Kove, and Jonathan Silverman. Yeah, it's cool because you get to meet these people like on their level, like just as people, you know, and it's not like. I don't know. It's just so much fun. It's the only show that my wife really enjoys going to. So we're going, man. We going. And then yeah, it's like a huge show too. So you do well there financially.
Yeah. Now is that actually in the guy's name is Apple?
Apple de la Fuente, yeah.
Oh, so where is the actual convention at?
This year it's at the Alamo Dome.
Okay, but that's Texas, right?
Yeah, San Antonio.
Okay, cool. Yeah, when I went to Texas at Bell County, you know, they had a private dinner. I guess I could have got drunk. I don't really drink. But yeah, I mean, Kevin Eastman was back there, Danny Trejo. Some of the Power Rangers people were back there. Ernie Ray Jr. It was fun. I rode back with Ernie Ray Jr. To the airport. So, yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, Ernie's great.
Oh yeah, you were telling me you knew Ernie when you were younger, right?
We were kids.
You fought in like you had the same dojo or something.
I was in West Coast Taekwondo, and there were 3 different West Coast Taekwondos. There was one in San Jose, one in Milpitas, and one in what's the name of that place? It doesn't matter. There's a 3rd one, and the 3rd one, which Sunnyvale. And so I think Ernie Reyes Senior's dojo was the Sunnyvale one. I was in the San Jose one. And so when there was a like huge martial arts tournament in town, like there was one I remember Chuck Norris was a judge at. I got his autograph there. Really wish I had kept it. I don't know where. I was a kid. But yeah, so Ernie and my brother, and you know, there were a handful of I was the next stage for me was black belt. And so Ernie and the other higher guys, we would do like these little skits for the tournaments. And so yeah, basically I was one of the kids that Ernie Reyes Jr. beat up in the tournament stuff, because he was always the star, because you know he was the little 9-year-old.
Oh, so he'd like fake kick you, and you'd have to like, oh.
They were just little skits, you know.
Yeah, because that was the thing, is like you can watch him in the movies, and he really moves, you know, when he was a kid. But you know, you're just like
9 years old. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you look at it and you're like, there's no way he has enough mass to push anybody to do anything. Like
No,
you see the fake what is it, like the fake chi martial artists online where they're trying to beat people with like their invisible shields and then they
Right.
just get their butts whipped. Ugh,
Yeah.
those are terrible.
Yeah. Taekwondo, the McDonald's of martial arts. Yeah, basically. When I was older, I got into Wing Chun and Wushu. Kung Fu's just so much superior to Taekwondo.
So are you a believer that like MMA is the only real way that you could practically use it as a self-defense? Like I know there's a lot of
mixed martial arts. That's
Bruce Lee taught that. Bruce Lee believed that you needed to learn different styles so you can be able to fight.
Bruce Lee taught Jeet Kune Do, which is he would take the best of each different.
Right.
I mean, his foundation was Wing Chun.
Right.
And Wing Chun is it's a very minimalist martial art. It's a centerline martial art, as opposed to all these other ones where you do all these big swooping movements and all that stuff. So I can understand where Bruce Lee would take Wing Chun as a foundation, because that is, his teacher was Ip Man.
Ip Man, yeah.
And so he learned. God, I love those movies. The Ip Man movies
with Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that friggin' pummel, you can friggin' hit somebody 40 times in like 2 seconds. That's no, I never took karate, Rodwell.
Donnie Yen was the only good thing out of Rogue One. That whole movie could have been.
That movie was great.
That whole thing could have been Donnie Yen from beginning to end, and it would have made twice as much money.
I am with the forces with me. I'm with the force and the forces with me.
Yeah, I learned Wing Chun. I studied under Sifu Alan Lee. He studied under Ip Man, and then when
really?
Ip Man passed away. Yeah, when Ip Man passed away, he had to go finish his study under Shuang. I forgot this guy's first name.
Sweet. I studied Wushu under Xiaowen Yu, Master Xiaowen Yu, he grew up the entire time training with Jet Li.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say though about the whole center line. Like one of the main things that Wing Chun teaches is your horse stance. Like you gotta practice that for hours.
Yeah. Cement, man. You're cement. And then the freaking with the weights.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to make me punch for like 3 minutes straight as fast as you can without giving up. And they used to say, "Oh, you got," what's it? He used to say, if you show a sign of weakness or you're giving up, you're letting your enemy know that you can be defeated.
Yeah, that's what I love. The freaking the Donnie Yen when he's pummeling that freaking the general. He's just, it's all center line punches. Right? It's like
yeah, I love that scene.
Like a punching bag.
It's like how many you gonna say? He goes 10. He goes Zhu, and he go fight the 10 guys. That's an awesome scene.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
What the, Mike? What you doing cutting your daughter?
So, Rogue One was boring. Oh my god!
I like the ending.
Yeah, garbage.
Did you freaking great?
Your daughter go to a concert or something? What was that you cut off?
Yeah, just for the hayride.
Oh, you went to a haunted hayride?
Rolling the hay. Rolling the hay.
Did you go to, Mike?
No.
No. Yeah, haunted hayrides are fun.
Yeah.
I've never been on haunted hayrides. Never been in a haunted house either.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, Antonio.
Yeah.
What the heck? Watermelon Platypus says, long hair, ripped, pretty wife. It all makes sense. I'm not ripped. I have long hair and a pretty wife. That's all you got.
Yeah, Mike can only do like 10 push-ups standing on his head.
Well, I can do that because of Taekwondo. Because when I was trained as a kid, that was one of the things we had to do in Taekwondo. And so, yeah, I really developed it's just like doing military press,
Okay.
except with
Well,
balance.
no, Mike. I'm saying if you're in shape, you should be able to do like at least 20. You kind of got.
You
old
know, a
man
couple
going
years
on.
ago I could have done 20. I don't know why I did 13.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
So
I was
defensive.
embarrassed.
It was 13.
It does take a lot of discipline to do that.
I was embarrassed because I was going for 20, and I could only do
How
13.
long did it take you to learn that? How to do
I
that?
haven't done those in a while.
How long did it take you to learn, Mike?
To learn that,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was a kid. You're a kid. You develop those muscles, and then you know. It was funny because I had a buddy. Like I said, it's the same muscles you use for military press, right?
Right.
And I had a buddy in high school and college, Donnie, not Donnie Yen, but he was like this, you know, huge. He was like 6'3", 6'4", freaking could bench press 450 pounds. He was on freaking steroids, and I could do more military press than he could.
Wow.
And it would piss him off to no end because he spent like all his time working out, and he was on roids, and I could do I could out military press him.
Yeah,
So,
no endurance.
yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I heard a lot of those guys do the roids. You know, they're mostly just it's just you call that. I guess it's for show. You know, it's just mostly show.
I don't know. He could bench press 450 pounds.
Yeah, but you could probably beat him in a fight if you think about it. You know, I mean, he'd be tired out within like the first few minutes. Just to be
Yeah, I'm sure.
What do you guys think about steroids in sports?
I don't think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Eventually, it's away your bones, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah. Plus, you know, the point of sports is to compete with natural ability and skill. So it's seriously just cheating, you know?
Right.
Hold on, I'm going to mute myself so I laugh.
So he can laugh?
That's what I heard.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so here's the deal. We need to have steroids in sports, but we need to do this in a very smart way. So here's my suggestion: that you have the regular leagues, which stay clean, but then you have the augmented leagues for every sport has an augmented league.
Yeah, as long as you're completely upfront about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't go into what everyone has agreed to is just a non-steroid environment and juice up, you know, and then start knocking balls out of the park freaking every other minute.
Yeah, because I think if we have an augmented league, I think every other league will go by the wayside, and everyone will start doing the augmented.
They will. The augmented people would be dropping at 45.
Well, I think the medicines, the steroids, I think everything will get better. I think that medical science will make better limbs. So, you know, like the guy who was doing the Olympic run with the Blade Runner guy, no leg. Remember him? Pistorius?
I don't know why that guy just slipped my mind. I don't know.
Well, he also killed his girlfriend, and I think he was stripped of his titles. But he was allowed to compete with he had a fake leg. And people were saying it might have been 2 fake legs, but people were saying it was an unfair advantage because he was basically running on spring-loaded legs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
we have to have the cybernetic Olympics.
No, just the augmented league. Just one league, augmented, and you can do whatever you want. So if you have, eventually people will start having their legs removed for better legs. Right. So you'll get your arm and your shoulder replaced so you can throw a football further, and eventually all the technology will get better because of the competition, and it'll make its way out into hospitals.
Right. I can see why it would be problematic. I mean, they're gonna get a lot of inertia off those legs that bounce.
Yeah.
Push.
Well, not just that. I mean, you know, the bottom half of your legs, that's a good 40 pounds, right? 30 pounds. That's a lot less to carry. I mean, stick stick 30, 40 pounds in a backpack and see how far you can run.
Right.
That's a lot of weight you're losing. Someone said Stealing Solo closed out at $52,000.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I wish we had seen more about Stealing Solo in our space. It seems like it wasn't a hot topic, and it looks great, right? I think we needed to push that a little more.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
Why are you whispering?
No.
Well, then don't talk if you're not going to say it out.
He got 1,300 backers.
Jay Simmerly says, Malin will not be satisfied until The Running Man is a documentary.
Yeah.
That was a great... I think The Running Man was a great concept, and for the time it was well executed, but I think that's a movie that deserves a remake.
Yeah, I think that would be a good remake, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But as far as futuristic movies go, there's only one that is really in the running for being accurate by my standard, and that's Demolition Man.
You're right, because Taco Bell is going to take over the world.
that too, yes.
The restaurant wars.
No, I mean, like, you know, just in terms of how far technology is going to get, you know, because in Demolition Man, I don't...
Self-driving?
Those flying cars in Demolition Man?
No, self-driving cars.
Yeah, just self-driving. Yeah, it wasn't like out... It wasn't far out sci-fi.
And the world run by NPCs?
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody was very polite. They didn't yell. They listened to commercials for their hit music.
Yeah.
Like BTS. Their BTS bands.
Didn't they take pills as mood enhancers?
Well, they might have.
I think I remember that. I'm not 100% sure.
But yeah, I think that is pretty much a documentary.
And they had the seashells.
Yeah, we'll figure out what those are too. Because it makes zero sense to me. I don't get it.
I don't get the
Were
seashells.
you having a good time on the Night's Watch? You seemed very quiet.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I didn't know the topic when we were going in. I didn't know we were just going down the line. So I didn't know too much about the episode 2 stuff because I hadn't watched it. Not over a year.
That was your assignment.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, next time it's episode 3.
Yeah, I got it now. Figured it out midstream. I was like, oh, because I was like, where did everyone get the memo? I didn't get it. So, yeah, no, you know, I was just sitting back and chipping in where I could chip in at. So, but no, I'm going to be all brushed up for the next one because I'm going to watch. I'm going to do what I did with the first one. I'm going to watch it probably twice, once with subtitles, once without. And then I'm going to watch it again with the director's commentary.
You know what? I'm probably going to have it on Tuesday if we're going to move. If we're going to move Drawn and Quartered to Wednesday, because Thursday, the Order of the Green Hand, they have to take care of Mary Ellen's mother, so they can't come on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'm going to be in San Antonio. So I might move it to Tuesday.
Like permanent move or just one-time move?
No, just this time. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not going to be any crossover, or not, if any, not much crossover between the Game of Thrones crowd and the Star Wars crowd. So, yeah, maybe I'll move it to go up against High Council.
Yeah, well, if you start at 8 and High Council, I think it starts at 9. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you can run good and strong for about an hour, getting people warmed up before they hop over to High Council. So if you could,
well, my idea is to get Ideas of Ice and Fire, that gray area, Order of the Green Hand, and what's Kyle's? Kyle's is Asora Hype. I mean, between those 4 guys, that is 2, almost 300,000 subs.
Mm.
So if I can get those guys regularly and then just bring them together, then eventually those subs will, you know.
Well, yeah, yeah, there'll be some bleed over, but yeah, I think for them, probably, you know, I think the best thing is just to get, you know, a solid date and time locked down.
Yeah, maybe I think I'll move it to Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Acting class.
Big book.
Good for you. Why is drawn and quartered being moved if EVS isn't even doing it? Because I want it to be consistent, and Ethan said he will come and do it. I guess he's not doing it this week, but if he's going to do it intermittently, I don't need to have the same people there every week. Like Mitch hasn't been there every week, right? I think me and John. Who else is like
Art
solid always going to be there? I think Art's always going to be there because Art has been selling his originals from like pretty much every show.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably five real solid
Yeah.
faces on there. Even Kanan, he's dropped out, I think, a couple of them. But, you know, yeah, there's room. And we can leave a chair open for Ethan if he gets a hair up.
It's Elliot who hasn't been there for the past couple ones. Kanan.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a different circumstance, though.
Yeah.
He'll probably return. So he's just doing his own thing right now.
Ray Fulu says another popular Game of Thrones tuber might reach out to is Raw Wrist. She knows her stuff, although she kind of has a potty mouth. Well, if she's got a potty mouth, I mean, it's Game of Thrones.
Quinn's got a bit of a potty mouth, but I mean, it's the subject matter kind of brings that out too, you know. So it's hard to talk about half the things when you're trying to consciously censor. That'd probably have to be the only real kind of slackening of those rules, I guess.
Well, it's not the Aloha hour.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have to put headphones on because kids are always in my room. Terry Bogart asks, when am I available for commissions? You know what? Now's probably the best time. I've got to do some writing and a little bit of drawing. But yeah, if you want to get some commissions going, I think now would be probably the best time over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, even when I hosted a Aloha hour on my channel when you're out in New York, because Edwin backed down I think that first night or whatever, I did one, and I was like, hey, I'm going to try to keep this clean out of respect for Mike, even though it was on my channel.
That was nice. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a potty mouth too, but you know, when I come on here, I try to tighten it up a little bit.
You know, it's strange to me because I mean, growing up, I was raised agnostic even, and I mean, just culturally, we didn't, you know, swearing was frowned upon everywhere. You know, it's like as we've grown, like generation over generation, it's like most people have just thrown that level of I don't know, class. I don't know. I don't even know the word.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably about right. Yeah, it's good class because it is definitely a little tacky.
Yeah, and they've thrown it out the window, and I'm like, why?
And you said a bad word, you got smacked in the mouth.
Yeah, right. I had to eat soap when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
And now it's like, man, you see little kids freaking dropping the F-bomb. You're like, dude, what are you teaching your children? And again, this isn't coming from a place of religiosity or anything. This is just like culture. Well, our culture is.
Well, it's good to have some boundaries. It's good to teach people a little bit of self-discipline. And when they can just say whatever they want to say, and there's no limits, you know, and that'll carry on for life. You know.
Right. Postmodernism has tossed good manners and tact out the window, says Jiminy Cricket, our contender for this week's Drawn and Quartered. Jiminy, I'm sorry, my friend, but You are going down.
Yeah, you're gonna have a rough night, Jiminy.
You would have crushed you. There are 89 people here. There better be 89 likes. How many likes are there? I haven't even looked.
46.
46.
Mike's a lot more stern than I am. There's 89 here. There better be 89 likes.
No, I was reading that. Brandon Moore in the chat said.
Okay. I was like, dang, Mike, that's brutal.
I'm being forced to put these on, so please don't judge me.
Oh, brother.
You don't have a daughter, John. You don't understand.
Is this something in the chat or?
No, she made me do it.
Oh, just because?
Just apparently because.
Oh.
Why am I wearing these?
What?
She's taking hers off.
Terrible.
That's probably going to her school tomorrow.
Screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
Kick Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about kicking Gary. He was, although he didn't want to draw the boogeyman. I understand.
He's too scared.
Yeah. I mean,
Did you hear that?
it's one time funny, but
My 10-year-old said he's too scared.
Oh, to draw the boogeyman?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just watched the Boogeyman Halloween. It was all right. I wouldn't take your kids, but it was all right. Let's see. Oh yeah, Gary. Yeah, him drawing that Jack the Pumpkin King.
He didn't even draw it. That was a print.
Really? No, I think he was drawing it.
No, he was drawing it. I was watching him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked great, but it wasn't the topic. I mean, I get it as like a one-time gag, but I mean, that is a valued seat for people to compete.
Yeah.
So
Had he done Jack Skellington as Freddy Krueger, I think it would have done really well.
Yeah.
Vote-wise. B, man, he could have sold the hell out of that print.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Art kind of set that bad precedent from just the first time he was on, because he ended up doing a commission, I think, instead of participating in the actual.
He was doing black and white.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Tis what it is. Tis what it is.
Hey, Mike, when is the giveaway for the what you got planned?
Oh, the giveaway. Yeah. Maybe I'll do the giveaway in our biggest night, which is Drawn and Quartered.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna push the giveaway. I did finish it. Let's see where it is. And all this stuff I've been inking today on my stream. Where did it go? Okay, here it is. So I finished the Lone Star Wants You piece for the giveaway. Once again, I'm gonna push back because we screwed it up on Friday. You have to be there, so you have to be there to win this. Drawn and Quartered this Wednesday. We will give away this piece of original art to anyone who has backed since Monday, from Monday till this Wednesday. If you've picked up anything from my store, from the Indiegogo, then you are qualified to win that piece of original art. So there it is. There it is. But you have to be there. If you're not there, I'll just move on to the next pick. And I'll move on, and I'll move on, and I'll move on. So Gary Shipman, G Shipman. Why are we talking about Gary Shipman? Mr. G Ship. Gary needs more subs. Gary does need more subs. Mr. G Ship on the YouTube. So please. All right, let's give this about 12 more minutes because I do have church in the morning.
Yep. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's Saturday. My calendar keeps flipping on me. Oh well. But yeah, that's cool because I was like, why? I'm like, doesn't your kid have to be at school?
That's funny. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well.
John, what do you do any cons?
Not really. I went to well, I did that one in Texas, you know, but they invited me. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of interest. So, you know, I'm digital, so there's not a lot to sell. I can bring prints, but I just don't have a lot of fun at them. So, you know, I do them here and there.
Yeah, I've been doing them. I mean, you know, I've been in this industry for 26 years. I would only do cons locally or invited to.
Mm-hmm.
Back when my wife was Voodoo, I would travel with her to whatever cons Wildstorm was doing. So, you know, I did quite a few back then. But before the whole print wall thing, financially cons just didn't make sense because you might go to one con and make a few $1,000s, but then you turn around and you go to another con and you make like a couple $100, and it's like you can't plan. You know, you can't plan a business that way.
Right.
But when the whole print wall thing came in to my sphere of understanding, man, I jumped into that with both feet, and for like 6 years, that was like, well, it grew over time, but it got to the point where the convention money was, I don't know, around half of my total annual intake. So I'm glad to be out of it because I hate traveling.
Yeah.
But I am still gonna do. I'm still gonna do Alamo. I haven't heard back from the Tokyo people yet.
Yeah. If anything, I've been kicking around, maybe getting out to Chicago. Even Nasser was mentioning something about C2E2, but I've never done C2E2, just Wizard World. So, you know, I was thinking maybe I'd go out and do Wizard World Chicago.
Is so much better than Wizard World.
Oh, I bet. But, you know, it's just hoops to jump through, whatever. So
no, you just go on their website. Actually, I think their artist applications are open now. So if you want to go to C2E2, you just go to the website and sign up for the Artist Alley applications, and they either give you a table or they sell you a table. I'm not sure.
Yeah. When do they hold that? Isn't that fall? C2E2?
April.
Oh.
A long time.
Maybe I got the Wizard World one. Maybe the Wizard World is fall. Yeah, actually, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that Wizard World show has been, you know, dude, that show used to be the second biggest show in the country, and it has just gotten smaller smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it used to be fun. Well, you know, it's the only show I've gone to multiple times, and you know, besides like Detroit one, Motor City, but even that they've moved venues, and it's just
You know, it's
not that exciting.
What's interesting is my my wife's long lost brother used to set up at Chicago Wizard World. He used to do these foam swords. It was called Barbarian Battles, I think. And he'd do these foam swords, and he'd dress up as a barbarian. He had like a bear head thing, and like he was all freaking yoked out, and he would sell these foam swords for battling, and then he would have like this little arena at Chicago, and they would fight. You know, he would teach kids to fight with these foam swords, because he was like all immersed in this LARPing world, right? And I found him 9 months after he had passed away on the internet. And then
so he was doing this, but you weren't aware that you guys were somewhat related?
Yeah, he's my wife's brother, like 100% brother.
Wow. Yeah, your wife's brother, not your brother. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting when I meet people who had done con regularly then, that had seen him or known him, because he was a presence,
Mm-hmm.
But then we found his daughter, and like she's family, so she
Nice.
came out and lived with us for a little while, and she just had a baby. I don't know why I'm telling you all this.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sad that your wife didn't get to meet him, but it's good that you've connected with his kids. So that means something. My dad ended up having 2 boys, twins, unknown to him, and he passed away like 10 years ago. But through DNA, we were able to we found out about him just the beginning of this year.
Oh,
so
wow.
I met my two twin brothers like in January.
That's
So,
rad.
Wow.
yeah. So thanks to DNA. My sister did that 23andMe, and I guess there's some way they notify you for a hit for like a sibling or something like that. I don't know it. So
That's how they found that serial killer here in San Diego.
23andMe. That's it just sounds like a terrible way to get caught. Oh, I put my DNA on 23andMe.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of the same thing. My dad didn't get a chance to meet these people, but now we've kind of connected a little bit. So we've met up twice this year. The family's thinking about doing it more next year, so we'll see. But it's interesting the way sometimes these whatever relations form and come out of nowhere. So
Yeah, that's rad, dude. Yeah, it's like my grandmother died giving birth to my dad, and so my grandfather, when my dad was like 9 years old, they went to see Cinderella, right? And they had never known that their stepmother was not their real mother, because my grandfather got remarried very quickly. And so when they were 9 years old, or when my dad was 9 years old, they went and saw Cinderella, and they were at the dinner table talking about how evil and wicked that stepmother was. And my step grandma starts bawling and runs out of the room, right? Because she's a stepmother, and they'd never told her. So my grandfather, oh my gosh, this is what kind of person my grandfather was. My grandfather grabbed every piece of memorabilia about their real mother, drags it out to a pit in the yard, brings my dad and my uncle out there, shows them a picture of their real mother, and says, "This is your real mother. This is the last time we're going to talk about her." Throws the picture on the pile, douses it with gas, and torches everything.
Wow. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Your daughter looks shocked. Your daughter is needing therapy now.
Yeah, so my dad, on like one of these ancestry sites, like 10, had to be more than that. My dad died in 2004. Probably about a few years before he died, 5 years before he died, probably. He found all of this long lost family, and they're all up in freaking Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And so he flew his plane, his Cessna, out there, and he met with them, a little weird family reunion, because like his aunts and stuff were like, "Oh my God, we'd wondered what happened to you," blah, blah, blah. But he had never made any move to like have us all reconnect with that family. But he got this quilt with that they had made for him, like with all their names written on it. And so after he passed away, I got the quilt, and I started looking up their names like on YouTube, or not YouTube, but on Facebook and whatnot. And so so I did connect with one of my long lost cousins, Lindsay.
Oh, that's cool.
Out in Michigan. She lives like this far away from Canada, like way up here in Michigan.
Oh yeah, like Sault Ste. Marie
Like
or something
literally
like
when
that.
she goes to the store, she goes to Canada.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, probably like Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, I don't know the name of
Yeah.
the place, but that's the only one I ended up contacting out of like probably 20 cousins, and these are like second cousins, I guess.
Yeah, Michigan is really the best state in the United States.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Look, and Mike, you of all people,
that's right. You're from Michigan. You might be related to me.
oh no, you of all people, Mike, should appreciate the amazing splendor of Michigan. So just think about this for a second. Okay, this is very Game of Thrones. It's surrounded by 5 freshwater lakes that are all the size of small oceans. Huh?
That's it. That's all you got.
Well, it's freaking
I live next
awesome.
to the Pacific Ocean, man.
It should be like what's the Winterfell?
Yeah,
Michigan is Winterfell.
always winter.
Yeah, but we got awesome lakes going all the way around this thing that you can drink out of.
Do you know any Petersons spelled with a D?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
'Cause that's
Michigan is a big state too, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. If you're in northern Michigan and you know someone who's a Peterson with a D, it's more than likely they're related to me.
No, I'm not a Youper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Perush asks if I ever learned to fly. No, but I have landed a plane. So technically, I guess I did fly the Cessna with my dad once and landed it. So if we're ever in a horrible situation where the pilots are dead on a plane, I might be your best shot. I've landed one once. So what's the verdict on Daredevil? Good. Yeah, I've only watched one episode and it seems as good as the other 2 seasons. So yeah, we shall see. They start with some good acorns that I hope will grow into some mighty oaks. So any last thoughts, boys?
No. Just that, I think it's a good move to move our drawn and quartered, or your drawn and quartered, to Wednesday.
It's our drawn and quartered. It's just hosted on my channel, bro.
Yeah. And I think it'll be fun if Ethan can spontaneously pop in every now and then. I think a lot of people in the community would like that.
Yeah.
And as soon as we figure out this voting situation and how that's going to work, because for anyone that wasn't paying attention to my last stream, Mike is contemplating a new system for how we're going to start pulling these. So
yeah, Critias, let's talk on Twitter. Let's do a sprinkle of. I don't want to jump back into comics.
Right.
So let's do like 80s cartoon stuff.
Right, that's something I did the other day. I made a whole list of 80 cartoons, but not just the big list, like a small list.
Maybe like 10 choices.
Right.
And then I'll let you get that ready, and then we'll post it up. Maybe we'll post it up an hour before the show starts.
Yeah.
Let it all out on Twitter, and then we'll have an answer before it starts. Something like that.
Silverhawks, Visionaries, Thundar the Barbarian. You can go even like
now. Let's do
the
more
Space
popular
Ghost stuff
because that's one of the things, like bringing art in and bringing these guys doing actual physical pieces. We want them to be able to sell the pieces. So I don't know how many Silverhawks fans there are left in the world.
There's a huge. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of have me convinced there.
Yeah, I know He-Man. I know G.I. Joe. I know no Transformers. Never. Transformers.
Yeah, I'm not into drawing robots. I mean,
yeah. Definitely Thundercats. Yeah, we'll think about that.
Yeah, I mean, even Chitara. I mean, a lot of people would be down with that. Ethan may not even be on this one.
She would have been an easy sell as an original piece of art, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So why no Transformers? Dennis asks. Because I drew 6 issues of Transformers, and I never want to draw another one.
I think with Transformers, it'll take a lot of details to do one of those guys.
Blues Brothers, Dennis asks.
Yeah, well, Blues Brothers, I don't know. I don't like drawing real people. I'd rather put spins on, you know, cartoons and whatnot.
All right, guys. Well, thanks. It is 1:04, so let me wrap this up. Critius, give us your info.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Score and Comics with the X on on Twitter. That's about it. I don't really want to pitch right now. I'm too tired.
John.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at John Malin. I also have a YouTube channel also under John Malin, and I have an Indiegogo running called Graveyard Shift. If anyone's interested in superheroes meet the universal monsters, check it out.
Right on. Before I give my info, I do want to give out a shout out to Art T. Bear, Black and White on Indiegogo. Please do check it out. Art is a great guy. He's not as type A personality as John and I are. He's not gonna just jump up in your face, and so he does need a little bit of help. And he's 57. He's such an old fella.
Yeah, I know.
But he does fantastic work. The book is going to be completely worth it, and it's just the first foundation stone in his whole empire of new product he's going to be producing. So please do check out Black and White on Indiegogo if you can. And then when you're done there, please do slide on over to LoneStarComic.com. Lone Star is about a World War II era fighter pilot who sacrifices himself in a battle against the German Übermensch, the Iron Cross, and in his dying breath is dragged into a war against the villains of the darkness that pervade this world, the vampires, the werewolves, the Snoks and Grumpkins, as they say. And so please, you do check that out, LoneStarComic.com, Lone Star, Heart of the Hero on Indiegogo. I am Abacus Mike on not Instagram.
Twitter?
I'm Underdog Mike on Instagram. I am Abacus Mike on Twitter because for some reason Underdog Mike was taken on Twitter. I don't know how that happened. But whatever. And please like, subscribe. This is Blacklist Universe. We are on the Aloha Hour. Be the best person you can be. Edwin Boyette will be back as soon as he can. Thank you for being here. Aloha. Lone Star Squadron, you are dismissed.
Aloha.
Everyone.